Hello, everybody. This is David Bianco. Well, I really enjoy having the channel and doing reviews and talking about vinyl and talking about music and, trying to keep things positive as much as I can. But once in a while, something cumulatively just gets under your skin. And at some point, you just got to let it go. And today's that day here on the Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion. So as most of you know, I'm a pretty decent Pink Floyd fan. Love their music from way back. Really a big fan of their concept work, especially around Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall. Wish You Were Here. Just really enjoyed what they've put together as an entity, as a group. And especially in the days when we really had some of the more mid-early 70s releases coming from them and beyond. The early stuff was kind of formational, but then they really found their footing. And so there's a lot of genius going on in that band as a whole. All the members contributing. Of course, you had the writing and you had Roger Waters at the lead in some cases, David Gilmour there as well, of course, but it was an entity and a group. And as they went their separate ways and David left the group and Roger went through his various stages of ego, we've gotten to where he is today. And at some point, you kind of got to look at it and say, we know you have these strong beliefs. We know you think that pretty much everybody else is wrong about everything, but we really like your music and that's what we want to listen to. But instead of that, those of the people who went on tour were treated to the fact that basically, regardless of how much money you might have spent to get to see that particular concert, you were going to get greeted at the beginning to say, basically, if you didn't like all the infusion of politics and personal opinion about things that he was going to interject into the concert, not just in song, but in visuals and in things between the songs, you could F off and go to the bar. Well, that's really a great start to a concert, isn't it? And it really kind of is a slap in the face. Roger should just release an album that says My Way or the Highway, because basically that's his attitude about things. And that's why I've titled this Dark Side of the Loon, because really to me, it really doesn't add a lot of value. Everybody understands where you're coming from, and I'm not sure if he thinks that he's on a crusade to change the world, and therefore he has to infuse it well above and beyond his lyrics. You see, I can take this in the content of the music and the message that comes through, because it's blended with the music and there's a certain reinforcement that occurs there, and it isn't really as preachy to me in that regard. But his format and his formula is to basically lay it in your face over and over again. Well, okay, he had his tour, he was doing it, he did it, he went city to city, he had issues with Germany. Okay, we all know these things happen. But now, the pièce de résistance, he's going to redo The Dark Side of the Moon. And he releases this teaser of crap called Money with his own, I don't know, anger, interpretation, vitriol, payback. I'm not sure what it really belongs in for the categorization of it. But at the end of the day, it really adds no value. The original is a classic. Leave it alone. It really is another slap in the face to the fans, in my opinion. He's more concerned about his own agenda than the music, than his fans. He is narcissism personified in the music industry. What does he think he's going to do? Start a new Taylor Swift thing where he re-releases all the records so he can make twice the money on it? Well, she had a contractual principle about her masters. She had a reason for doing it. This is really unnecessary, and it's not like he needs the money. But he does like the controversy. And again, agenda and beliefs in the music is perfectly fine. But when you start to shove it down the throat in other ways, and you take away from the art that you've brought, to me, that doesn't honor all the previous work that you've done. It doesn't honor, in this case with the re-release, the efforts of all the band members of Pink Floyd and the other people involved, like Alan Parsons, who brought Dark Side of the Moon to us in the early 70s. And it really just doesn't seem necessary. And so he has a right to do what he wants to do, yes. And I have a right to an opinion about what I think it is as well. But it really has risen to a point now where I'm not amused to death about this at all. It really isn't necessary, and it really tells me more about him that I tried to not have as much negativity toward, but now this reinforcement just proves exactly what I had thought in the first place. Thanks for watching today. Take care, everybody.